Hey everybody. I really liked Ron's labels, so I wanted to come up with a different method to do it in Illustrator as opposed to Photoshop. He did his in Photoshop because he didn't really have a choice, and I really am not a big fan of Photoshop. I'd rather do everything in Illustrator. So I came up with a little method to do it. It's really easy. It only takes a couple of minutes. So anyways, I already got my text out here. I've already got my circles. We're ready to go. All you got to do, and obviously the goal here is to cut out the pieces inside the circles. Now you don't want to cut out your original, because then of course you'll have to deal with the cutouts versions of that and having to replace all that and put it all back together. So it's just much easier to just copy everything, and just put it into a new file. So we're going to open a new file. We're going to go ahead and paste that. Alright, first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and select the text. Go up to Type, Create Outlines. And what that's going to do is add pathways, anchors, to each of your letters. So now these are more like paths, and they're going to function like paths. So let's go ahead and select everything. Go over here to Pathfinder and hit Divide. Alright. If you don't know what divide does, it basically takes everything that crosses, all the paths that cross each other, it's basically going to cut them up. So it's going to cut out little pieces. So you'll see what we're talking about in just a second. So go ahead, and if you've ever cut anything up, or if you ever used any of the Pathfinders, you notice the first thing they do is group everything. So go back up to Object, go to Ungroup. There we go. Now we can deal with everything individually. Just to show you what divide does, say here's this S. Yeah, that's what it does. Alright, so what we're going to do now is just go through and delete. Select everything that you don't want and delete it. We don't want that. I don't want that. Of course, if you wanted to keep the outside stuff, then you would just delete the stuff inside the circles. Right. Okay, so now we're just left with our circles. Let me zoom in. Alright, you don't want to keep these lines either, though, the circles, just because, I mean, look how messed up this one is. It's not going to be good. You're going to want to make new circles. So go ahead and delete those. Be careful not to delete your black. And all you'll be left with is just the part that you wanted to cut out. And you can more or less trust it, like don't delete this or that. You know, that was originally part of what was in that little circle, so you're going to want all that because you want an accurate representation of exactly what that circle is pointing to. Go ahead and move all your little pieces a little closer to each other. Just make it easier to manage. Things like this you probably want to group together because they're seen as two different pieces. So there you go. Move those. Alright. Go ahead and select everything. Go to Copy. Go back to your original. Now let's go down to the bottom here. Paste. Now I'm going to open up a second layer. You don't have to do this, but you can if you want to. Lock that. Alright, so now you've got your little pieces. So let's say we want this one up here because it's part of the N. Okay, we want to put it maybe directly above the N. Okay. So we're going to copy. Oh, I shouldn't have locked that. Copy that circle. And it will match up perfectly. There you go, see? Okay. Now let's say we wanted this to be a little spyglass. You're seeing an exploded version of that. So you can just resize it, reset it. Alright, now we'll get a little line. Run that up there. It's already 2-point. We already got our outline. And that's it. It's done. Oh, I guess there was one thing I forgot to mention. When you make your circles, when you put your new circle over it, you're going to want to grab the black part, because you see how the black part's in front of the circle. But you want it to be behind the circle. So grab the black part and press Control, and I guess I'd consider it a left bracket. The key right next to the P. Left bracket. It's going to make whatever objects you have selected go down levels in the layer. So let's see. This is on a completely different layer. We want that up there. Okay. Now the black, well, it's already behind it now, but say it's still in front. Okay, so it's still in front there. You're going to grab it, select it, and use the left bracket to push it down. And obviously vice versa if you wanted it on the front. And that's pretty much it. And then you just grab your little pieces that you have left and find, the matching pieces and make your labels. I hope this helps. It definitely this method definitely was a lot faster than I expected it to be when I first got the idea that I wanted to use Ron's idea for my own. I thought it was going to take a while, mostly because I'd never done this type of thing in Illustrator, and I wasn't even sure if Illustrator was capable of doing it. But as you can see, it definitely is. So thanks for watching.